Cranx is an indoor bike park. It was designed to fulfill a need, which is to be able to bike year-round, but to also be able to bike new features that are otherwise unseen on the East Coast of the United States, particularly New York State. There used to be a lot of indoor skate parks surrounding Syracuse, being in Buffalo, Albany, Binghamton, Ithaca, and driving through Syracuse commonly happened for bikers in the wintertime. A lot of these parks, for whatever reason, went out of business, and opening the park just made sense right centrally located in Syracuse, New York, just because everyone knew where it was. They drove right through it, and it basically fulfills that need to bike year-round. So a lot of people come to the park and practice different types of freestyle tricks or techniques that they can practice on when they go outside and in here. Huge range of different tricks. A lot of the kids that first came here were used to biking in the driveway or the sidewalk or going to local parks. And now they have ramps, so they're all trying different tricks. The only tricks that are kind of discouraged are inverts, which are something like doing, we call them doubles, or 360s if you will, 720s. They're generally limited to in the foam pit, the foam pit being a jump where you land into a big box full of cubes, so it's always a safe landing. You will see them every now and then from pros that come in here. They just can't help it and they cork one out. Cranx also has a bike shop inside, service work to the bikes, rental equipment, parts you can order, parts that we have available in the shop, and you throw it on your bikes, no problem. You can get hard to find stuff and stuff you need like tubes. The shop in the park pretty much is like an indoor bike shop. Pretty much what you see at a bike shop is what we do here. But if you go to the shop, you'll see a huge line of Subursa bikes, you'll see Haro bikes. So we promote sales from our sponsors, and the sponsors appreciate it, and kind of, lack of a better word, reward for our sponsors.
Hi, my name is Matt Valencia. I am the bike shop manager here at Cranx Bike Park. Today I'm just going to kind of go over some of the basics of what happens in here and what we do when we're riding our bikes, and the kind of fun that goes along with it. Starting out, I'm on basic BMX bike, 20-inch wheels. Contrary to what most people think, I'm 6'3", and this is a little bike. Most parents would come in and say, oh, that's a small bike, that's something my child would ride. Well, yes, that's true, but at the same time, the way the bike geometry works, it's measured in top tube dimension, and based on your height, that top tube gets longer, which makes the bike feel more natural to the rider. Typically coming in here, you want to get warmed up first, do a couple laps around, get the blood flowing, get the muscles warmed up, and be one with the machine that you're trying to ride around and do fun stuff on. Bring bikes in here and go over them, make sure all the fasteners are tight, make sure they're clamped down to the proper specifications. A lot of it's done just by feel. We go through, and this happens to be one of our rental bikes, so I see this bike beginning and end of every day as I either rent it out or I bring it back and check it over, make sure there's no damages that have been done. We tend to use bicycles for rentals, and we have mountain and BMX that are going to take a beating, because they do. People that don't ride their own bike and rent one will tend to punish it a little more than if they spent the money on it themselves. And a bicycle like this, you're looking at about a $1,000 piece of equipment. I know it looks like a kid's bike once again, but the componentry, the parts here, the metals used, that's what makes that cost go where it goes.
A lot of skate parks in the 80s incorporated a lot of graffiti. Myself, as long as the graffiti isn't grotesque or insulting in some sort of way, we do incorporate ourselves. Specifically, we had a graffiti jam last summer where we had about 50 graffiti artists who came in from Chicago, New York City, a couple from California. There's a couple well-known artists here that did some beautiful pieces. But more color the better, and if it works with the flow of the park, I'm all for it. So, coolest things about the park for me personally has been watching the kids just progress, stay out of trouble, and just get better and better. You see it every day. That alone for me makes it pretty successful.